Powered by Wctv.tv. Eyewitness News at 4 starts now.
Today at 4, a new plan to tackle a bear of a problem in Franklin County and why the sheriff is now stepping back on some of his previous comments. Plus, it happened on live TV in front of millions. A professional football player goes into sudden cardiac arrest. Now, a free tool is hoping to prevent that from happening to Tallahassee College players. Details ahead in a live report. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us on this Finally Friday at 4 o'clock. I'm Katie Kaplan. Student athletes at FAMU lining up today to receive potentially life-saving heart screenings. The free procedure is an effort to prevent sudden cardiac arrest in young athletes. Brianna Shaw is there right now. Brianna, how was the turnout this afternoon?
Katie, I'm told over 125 students registered to get their ECG tests today, and I was here when things kicked off around noon, and there were a lot of students here. You can kind of see behind me, they're kind of wrapping things up and packing up, but I was speaking with students earlier, and a lot of them played sports. Some did extracurricular activities, and some didn't play sports, but they showed up just to get a check of their health today.
Yeah, so important. And Brianna, this was done in partnership with a group called Who We Play For. How did this come about?
Yeah, Katie, so CareSource and Who We Play For are both nonprofit organizations with one common goal. They are working to provide free health screenings for every HBCU athlete in the state. Now, it's pretty cool, in my opinion, to have this statewide initiative to where they're providing these health screenings, and this was only one of many visits taking place today. They stopped here at FAMU, but they're planning on visiting some other HBCUs in the state, including Florida Memorial, Bethune-Cookman, and Edward Waters universities, and they're planning to continue the healthcare tour, if you will, later this month and going into next month as well.
Okay, Brianna, this is an issue that's really been on the forefront, making headlines over the past couple of years. We had Damar Hamlin, of course, on live TV during that NFL game, and then we also had LeBron James' son, Ronnie, suffer it on the court. So really important screening there. Thanks so much for your report today. And people across our area are getting geared up for high school football tonight. The excitement started this morning in Monticello. Our Madison Glazier and Josh Green helped hype up Jefferson County High during our morning pep rally. Members of the cheer team, JROTC program, and of course the football team headlined the show and gave us a little taste of that Tiger pride. This ahead of a big rivalry game tonight against the Madison County Cowboys. And tonight at 11, the WCTV sports team will bring you highlights of all the action. Then right after the newscast, you can head to the WCTV Facebook page for Football Friday Night Overtime as Ryan Kelly and Allison Posey talk about the best of this week's games. And speaking of football, we've got a question that will take you back in time on our website. We are asking how you participated in football games during your high school days. There are the options on your screen. Most people saying they were fans. So if you haven't already done so, we invite you to go ahead and weigh in by going to WCTV.tv, trying to look for my option. Yep, I'm in the fan category too. I was a soccer player, so just cheered from the stands. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now. It is 4:03, and this is a beautiful view out of the Ocklackney Bay boat ramp there. That water looking pretty still, Mike.
Yeah, but it's comfortable. Now you get a little bit farther out into the Gulf, now the wind picks back up. I know the boaters would be happy, Katie, if the winds would stay that kind of light side, but I wouldn't count on it. I would count on seeing those 15 to 20 knot winds coming in from the northeast throughout the weekend. Now they'll die down some at night, but not a lot. It'll stay even a little bit breezy even overnight. And by the way, in case you didn't know, of course, I was definitely in that band category when it came to at participating in rooting on the teams at high school and college. And yeah, I'd still be doing it today if I could. Did you notice the feeling this morning, though, when you walked out the door? These are the observed low temperatures. Yeah, lots of mid-60s, but look at some of these numbers like Mariana and Bainbridge, a 62. Tallahassee, or rather Thomasville had a 63. Homerville with a 64. And Tallahassee was comfy at 67, but nice to see some low 60s even showing up. And that's pretty consistently what we are going to see for the next several days. Low to mid 60s, so really nice starts. Yeah, we still have some of the high clouds around, but not the rain-producing kind. And it's warm. Oh, these temperatures in the mid 80s. Humidity is still about 45 to 55%, but with temperatures in the 80s, you don't really notice that humidity as much. So yeah, it's warm, but the cloud cover, it's just not there enough to produce rainfall, just enough to kind of block out some of the sunshine. The temperatures will fall through the 70s this evening. Yeah, this model says low 70s. I think in between those hours, we'll certainly see lots of upper 60s with some mid 60s elsewhere. There's the high cloud cover. That's the stuff coming in with those winds up around 25 to 35,000 feet. But the low levels, even though there is some humidity, nowhere near enough lift in the atmosphere to create showers. Once again, you head down to the southeast. South of Gainesville, we've got some showers. Out in the Gulf of Mexico, we have some showers. And these are those upper level winds, which for now are still streaming in rather quickly from the southwest. But they will transition over the weekend in more of a west and then a northerly direction by the time we get to Sunday and next week. Now, other parts of the country, that's all tied in with kind of a heat wave high. And for us, it will definitely get warmer. But tell you what, if you need some rain, yeah, you're either going to have to head to the southeast, head out way out into the Gulf, or just wait for a while, because inland, we're not seeing rain chances above 10%, probably for at least a week. We'll show you what that looks like in the 7-day, and we'll check on the pair of tropical storms way out in the Atlantic, too, in a little bit.
All right, sounds good, Mike. We'll see you then. Franklin County Sheriff A.J. Smith addressing the ongoing black bear problem in his area. As we've previously reported, he's been frustrated with an increase in recent sightings, specifically around the Carabel area, and he's been putting pressure on FWC officials to do more to keep those animals away from homes and businesses. Now, after a meeting with the agency yesterday, he is apologizing for being so critical, saying there needs to be more of a partnership between residents, fish and wildlife officials, and his office. He says that starts with reporting every bear encounter to the commission.
And I know people are tired of calling, but please, I'm asking you, make those calls. We're here to take them as well if you don't get the results that you're looking for, because we don't know what's happening if you don't let us know.
Now, the number to call to report a bear is *# FWC, right there on your screen, *# FWC, and the sheriff's office will also now have a special bear liaison working with FWC to respond to reports. And a major break in a high-profile cold case. 27 years after the death of rapper Tupac Shakur, a Las Vegas area grand jury has indicted a man for his murder. Dwayne Keith Davis, also known as Keith D, is now in custody and facing charges. He was arrested in Vegas today for the 1996 drive-by shooting that killed the icon. Police reopened the case roughly 2 months ago, searching Davis's home in July. Tupac Shakur was 25 years old. And California Senator Dianne Feinstein, whose 3 decades in the U.S. Senate made her the longest-serving woman in its history, has died following months of declining health. She was 90 years old, and her seat is now open. Today, her peers are honoring her and her long life of service. But as she's being remembered, there are also concerns about who will replace her. Mike Valerio is in Los Angeles with more.
Dianne Feinstein emerged on the national stage in 1978 after tragedy rocked San Francisco.
Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
After the assassinations, Feinstein was sworn in as the first woman to be mayor of the city by the Bay. Mayor Feinstein quickly got the attention of the National Democratic Party, landing on a short list of VP candidates for Walter Mondale in 1984.
We will take back our unity.
Feinstein made it to Washington when she won a special election in 1992.
I won among men, I won among women, I won in every age level, I won in every ethnic group. Now what that says is that, to me, the fact that I'm a woman is there, but it's incidental.
Feinstein was crucial in passing the 1994 federal ban on assault weapons.
I've seen assassination, I've seen killing, I've been a mayor, I know what these guns can do.
But Diane,
why
I'm
is it
telling
every
you-
man comes before me and says, nice lady, you really don't know?
She broke many barriers and was the first woman to chair the Senate Intelligence Committee. In February 2023, Feinstein announced she would not run for re-election. Her last time in the Senate was Thursday morning.
So today, we grieve. We look at that desk, and we know what we have lost. But we also give thanks.
California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom will now appoint a lawmaker to serve out the rest of Feinstein's term. Dianne Feinstein now leaves a legacy from the capital to California of uncommon generosity of spirit and resilience. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
And Georgia Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff issuing a statement today saying in part, quote, Senator Feinstein was a trailblazer representing San Francisco and the state of California with a dedication for public service. The longest serving female senator in history. She has helped to pave the way for generations who follow in her footsteps. Still to come today at 4 o'clock, how an unlikely pairing led to a life-changing relationship and how it may have saved a life. Coming up next in Prescription Health. And later on, we'll head into the kitchen for a look at Mr. Food's recipe for pull-apart cheese bread. Excited about that one. Then at 4:40, if you haven't heard of chroming, you won't want to miss our report. In the second half hour, we'll tell you about this risky trend. We'll be right back for now. Social Connection is the prescription one hospital is using to help patients with chronic conditions. Marty Salt shows us how an unlikely connection between a college student and a 70-year-old patient has improved both of their lives.
I've been sort of gaining weight. I've been having a lot of falls.
That is how Georgia met Alex Yonkman, her health coach. The 6-month-long one-to-one program trains volunteers in the community to support patients with chronic conditions.
And I thought to myself, this young whippersnapper isn't going to know anything about this old lady. And then I decided to rethink that, and I am thrilled.
Henny and Yonkman, a pre-med student, met weekly, carving out a plan to improve her health.
The big interest for me was nutrition.
That's the piece of the puzzle that has I've just not conquered that. I eat from the buffet where I live. I mean, you can have ice cream anytime you want it.
That's now been replaced by healthier options.
So I have vegetables that if I don't get enough for dinner, I throw a bag of frozen in the microwave. That fills me up.
She had all the tools. It was just a matter of setting them down on paper as goals and sticking to the goals.
Research shows that having a support person like Yonkman can reduce stress and improve overall health.
I would say the biggest thing that's changed is her view of herself.
That led Henny to start exercising to prevent further falls.
I like what I'm doing.
And better yet,
We've developed a friendship.
Yeah, Alex is in my corner.
I'm Marty Salt reporting.
I was going to say, that's dangerous to have around.
Yeah, I think it probably feels good to have someone in your corner no matter what age you are. Now, if you are interested in having your own health coach, you can check with your health insurance company to learn about similar resources. Still ahead, a cheerleader flips out of his pants in front of 70,000 football fans, and it was all caught on camera. We'll show it to you coming up after the break. All right, welcome back. Time now is almost 4:18, and this is a live look out at the St. Mark's Lighthouse. A beautiful afternoon, and it feels pretty good, too. Mike's going to be here shortly with a check of what our forecast holds in just a bit. But before he gets here, let's take a quick look at a few headlines. This Tallahassee man has been convicted of stealing a truck, ramming it into a patrol car, then leading police on a chase. Prosecutors say Blake Odom stole the truck on August 17th of last year. Police spotted him driving the truck later that day and then tried to stop him, but Odom drove straight into a patrol car and then drove away. Police chased him for several minutes as he sped, ran red lights, and drove into wrong-way traffic. He eventually got out of the truck and police caught him on foot. No officers were hurt during all of this. And so many of our neighbors are struggling after Hurricane Idalia. Sadly, scammers are trying to take advantage of them. FEMA says you need to be aware of contractor scams. Watch for things like scare tactics, large down payments, or people who won't give you a written estimate. To protect yourself, you should ask to see the contractor's insurance or references from other customers. And law enforcement in Thomas County are getting ready to start a new mental health service. The U.S. Justice Department awarded a $437,000 grant to the Sheriff's Office and Thomasville Police. The agencies will partner with Georgia Pines for this new program. Behavioral health specialists will work with officers to improve their responses to mental health calls.
Weather-wise, one of the better ones we've had in a while coming into this weekend, although today was a pretty good start to that. Yeah, we still have some of those high clouds around, but temperatures are warmer, so we're kind of done with those 70s for highs, but it's going to be tough to beat. Yes, so you'll probably break out a little bit more of a sweat if you're going to be working or playing outside, but I think it's going to stay dry throughout the Big Bend in South Georgia. Great weather if you're headed out for some of the great high school football games tonight, or if you're just headed out for that late night walk. Current temps, warmest we've seen all week. Well, actually goes back to Monday. It was actually pretty warm. Then we hit that stretch of cool and then wet and then cool. Well, now we're looking at lots of mid-80s. The breeze, that's helping out primarily from the northeast, around 5 to 10, sometimes 10 to 15 miles per hour, especially along the east coast and out over the Gulf of Mexico. And I'll reiterate that if you're headed down to the beaches, whether here or over here on the East Coast, make sure you keep checking those flags because there will be some areas with some dangerous rip currents that you have to watch out for. This evening, mainly just some clouds. Skies will gradually become partly cloudy as we head into Saturday, but lows, they'll still keep falling through the 70s, and I think a lot of us will get down into those mid to upper 60s like we were this morning, and then highs a little toasty, a little bit above average actually, but that bigger temperature spread is because the air is dry, which is why you'll see a 10% chance, maybe a stray shower southern and eastern areas tomorrow. I don't have any rain in the forecast for Sunday. By that time, the upper level wind flow will have changed. Right now, we still have the surface winds I talked about from the northeast, the high level winds coming in from the southwest, but this is the last little bit of that. Now, it is still helping to generate some showers and storms over the Gulf. It's also helping where that energy moves across the warm waters of the Gulf Stream to generate some showers and storms. And by the way, this whole boundary gets amplified and it kind of got stuck, and it's up here where that rainfall has been a big problem in New York City. We're talking about serious flooding because of that rain, just a training effect where it just hits the same spot over and over. For us, we're just the opposite end of that spectrum. I don't have any showers of any consequence near us, at most a stray shower tomorrow, and even next week I think we'll stay dry for a good part of the week. Maybe in about a week we'll see a stray shower or two. In a few more minutes I'll talk more about the tropics. We still have 2 tropical storms out here, but one of them may not be around long, while the other one could get stronger as it moves to the north. Details on Philippe and Rena in a few more minutes.
All right, Mike, back to the lack of rain chances in our future. I'm not complaining, but I was enjoying those storms we had over the past week or so.
As long as I get one good rain a week, I'm okay with, but we need one good one a week.
All right, yeah, we take that, I guess. Yeah. Thanks. Well, a cheerleader lost his pants, but not his dignity, in an on-camera moment that went viral. It happened as he was performing at the University of Iowa football game. As Jeannie Moose reports, the internet flipped over the backflipping cheerleader who lost his britches.
It's nothing unusual for a cheerleading squad to find itself falling down, but cheerleader Austin Beam was shocked to find his pants falling down in front of a crowd of 70,000 at an Iowa Hawkeyes football game. What was your first hint that something was amiss?
I could feel like a slight wind between my legs, and sure enough, when I landed, my pants were on my ankles. So
he just pulled them up, even while backpedaling furiously. As one commenter noted, "I tripped just putting my pants on normal." And yet this guy can do it after sticking his landing. Austin has been doing gymnastics since he was 9. He says at first he was embarrassed about his pants, but then he had the feeling maybe no one saw it. Yeah, right. It went viral. On the bright side, picked a good day not to go commando. And it could have been much worse, like when this woman tripped on a shoelace while on the treadmill and ended up de-pantsed. She shrugged off the incident with these immortal words.
Everyone has a butt?
At least Austin's butt was covered by Nike Pro compression shorts. Are you taking any sort of preventive measures to make sure this doesn't happen again?
I'm just tying my pants extra tight.
Austin's proud mom recorded her son while he did flips and felt his pants slip in the end zone, exposing his own end zone to the world. Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
You always hope that no one sees it. And I think we can all relate to maybe a moment in life where you feel a draft where maybe there shouldn't be one. I think it happens, at some point to everyone. Now, people can be pretty ruthless online, but Beam says that he is thankful that he's gotten more positive comments than negative ones. All right, speaking of something positive, let's check out the Wctv Birthday Club. We are starting off with a happy birthday to this beautiful lady. This is Red. You look gorgeous. Hopefully someone's going to take you out someplace special for your big birthday. And also happy 6th birthday to Taylin McGriff. This shout out is coming from one of your grandparents. They say they love you, and we hope that you have a very, very special birthday. Now, if you're at home and you want to send in a birthday wish or show us how you're celebrating, go to WCTV.tv, submit the photos through the Share It tab, and you can just see them right here.